Good morning, everybody. Back out here in the shop. I'm Ron with Fab and Build, and we're going to continue on the drawers in my miter station. So we're going to go ahead and keep going on that for right now. Organize this shop, get a lot of this stuff out of the way, so I can get back to that welding table that we have been following and working on. So anyway, appreciate you guys stopping in, and we're going to get busy on this. Come on in. Okay. Going to be making the drawer 25 1/8 wide, 22 inches in length, 4 7/8 total depth from the very top to the very bottom of the drawer. I'm going to go ahead and cut my sides down out of this. I should be able to get everything, both front and back and both sides, out of this sheet. The bottom is over here. We're going to cut our bottom and trim it out to fit. I've got this set at 4 7/8 to cut our side panels first, and we're going to get started on that. Now we're going to get our miter station set up, and we'll be right back. And perfect. That's what I need right there. All right. And we'll get the sides put together. Get them glued in. Get them nailed together. And then put that bottom in. Okay. Got her all set up. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. There is a drop here of 7/16. The bottom panel is going to lay on top of this and be sandwiched in between the front and the back. Nails along this way, nails along that way. Have it all put together. I feel that it makes it a fairly strong. It's probably not the strongest joint in the world. I'm not going to argue that. It just happens to be what I'm doing in my shop for this. It's a light application drawer, so not a lot of heavy equipment going into it, light stuff. So it doesn't have to be super strong. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to do other types of joinery. I'm going to do dowel pins. I'm going to drill and sink holes. I'm going to do dovetails, stuff like that that I know is going to hold. That's not going to come apart at any given time for any reason. So not the application here. So we're going to get started gluing this thing up. I'm going to lay these back for right now. Glue the ends real quick. Hopefully not take too long. I don't want glue dripping off. Get this up here. Set that into place. Come on, baby. Set that into place. Work with me here. Work with me, not against me. Get my nail gun pretty quick. Using 1-inch tacks in here. Don't like putting my nail gun on the ground, but it is what it is today. I'm not going to trip over it just yet, so make sure we know where it's at. Come on. All right. Get this in here before it runs off. All right. Glue there. Tack this into place. All right. Oh, darn it. We're good. Now, just going to run a check on this, pull the measurements corner to corner to see how square we are. Always a good idea to check yourself. And at this point, before it's completely dried up, man, that is money. 33 1/16. Nifty cool thing about this saw, and I'm sharing this with everybody. So the cool thing is about this fence, I can actually take this fence guide and move it to the next one further out. I'll bring you over here and show you why I'm doing that. This scale actually gives me an extra 4 inches by doing this. See if I can show you real quick. Really kind of a cool feature. One of the reasons it sold me on this little saw. It's a contractor portable table saw from Grizzly. I'm not getting paid to advertise this or anything else. I just want to show it to you. So the graduation is on the tape. You can see that this one starts at 0. This one starts at 4. As we come over, I had this here. which moves this fence to this scale on top. Okay, so having the scale on top for that position. Move it to this position, we use the scale on the bottom, which graduates me over 4 more inches from this blade. So really cool feature. Now I can use that 25 1/8 and actually cut it to here, because here I ran out of scale. I could have probably shoved it out there, but I didn't want to do it that way. Use the feature for what it was designed to do. Okay. Well, make sure my camera's good. You can see that? Okay, I think we're good. Okay. Got my little friend, the glue bot, out. Love that thing, it's perfect. I have a couple of tools that I use for gluing up. One is the brushes that has this, it's all silicone rubber. Cleans up really well. When the glue starts to dry, you just do this and peel it right out. Others is the paddles. I'm gonna use these for down in here because I want to spread it out. I don't want to get it too thin. I want to have it clumped up, but I don't want it to run. So that's why I'm using this today. Get this started. All right, I think that's spread out good enough. I'll get this out of the way. Put that back over here. Drawer. Move that just a little bit. Okay. Take that. I'm going to tack a corner real quick. Throw my measurement across here to double check where oh, we are good right here. So what I want to do is I have a tack in one corner. You can tack it up however you want. Because this is the opposing side and it will move, I want to go to that side and tack it pretty quick. Come back to this corner. Then graduate up to this corner. Kind of like tightening the lug nuts on a car if you're changing a tire, similar to that, but not the same. So, all right. Okay, drawer's all done. We'll let that glue set up just a little bit longer. And then we will go ahead and set up the drawer guides. Put those drawer guides in and get this drawer put in. See you in a minute. This one should be to this mark. Right there. Now, let's see if I can do this right. There we go. Thought I heard both of them click. Now, for some odd reason, I don't like the way that side's hanging down. I'll have to do an adjustment to get this up because this is actually not hanging right for whatever reason. But I'll get that fixed. Okay, I'm actually going to show you how I'm going to adjust this. I've already taken this rail back off this side of the drawer. I'm going to slide this back in here. Get it locked into place. Pull this back out. Put my screws up here so they're available. It's really not too difficult, but this is the quickest way that you can adjust. Okay, so this is about where I want it. What I'm going to do is push this up. It's about 5 mil difference from this side. This is 10, this is 5 on the gap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this up. Clamp that down, take a measurement, and double check this. Now, that should look a whole lot better. Now that I've got that set, what we're going to do, let's pull all this back out. Line this up. Then I'm going to put these 3 screws back in on this side. Okay, I got the drawer all glued back together, or glued together. I've gotten all the dowel pin holes drilled out all the way around. I have them up the sides here on the front and the rear panels as well. All right, these are the side panels. I've got them all done all the way up on both sides. Now we're going to take our 3/8 inch oak dowel pins that I've created. All of these, show them to you. Kind of rounded the edges off a little bit to make them go into the holes a little bit easier. So that will make it nice and good. Came from the oak dowel rod stock. You can buy these at box stores or at your local wood shop where you get this stuff at. So that's what we've got done. I'm going to get the glue out and I'm going to start tapping these, drop the glue in the holes, and then running these dowels in. We're going to come back with a flush cut saw and then trim them off, and probably a plane sander, make them nice and smooth. Okay. You can use any hammer that you like, whatever you have. Just be mindful that if you use a regular steel hammer, you don't want to hit your dowel pins so hard you start to flare and mushroom them out. Plus, you don't want to break your cabinet that you've just spent all this time making, or this drawer. So those can happen. I have a dead blow hammer, and I'm just going to drive it in until it stops. Pretty much it, and I'm done. So I'm going to get started on this and show you how I do it. A little bit of glue, a little bit on the dowel rod, not much. It's going to be a tight fit. Run that around. And that's probably about it. I cut these a little longer on purpose so I would have enough to have a flush surface when I'm done. See if I can get some of that glue there. All right, that one's in. You can hear the sound. I can hear it. Most guys that's been doing any woodworking for any length of time, they know what to listen for. If you're just starting out, it's going to be a trial and error. You're going to figure it out as you go. I don't know if you could hear that, but it got more solid, kind of a little deeper tone. Anyway, get these glued in. Right there. If you're new to woodworking and you're wondering if there's any specific order or side you should start on, not really. Right there. It doesn't matter, long as you go and complete that side. That's the only thing I would say. And I'm not really sure that that's all that important either. It's just kind of my process. That's what I do. Figure if you're going to start on that side, there's no sense in hitting a couple of pins and moving to somewhere else. That doesn't make sense to me. Again, I'm going to start on the bottom panel down here. Once I get this one in place, then I'm going to run up the side. Again, that's my preference. Alright, solid knock, that's done. Throw glue in all three of these holes because I'm going to be pretty quick about this. All right, down the bottom. You don't want to drown this hole because you'll have glue. If your fit is that tight, the glue will keep it from going all the way down. I know that sounds crazy. You're using a hammer, you're thinking it's just going to go. Takes up all the airspace, then you have nowhere else to go. I put enough glue to just kind of cover the hole at the top. That way I feel that's more than adequate. There we go. All right, now if I flip this over now, I'm going to have these hitting the ground. What I'm going to go ahead and do is take my flush cut saw and I'm going to zip these off real quick, and then I'll come back and flush them up nice and good later. So I use a Japanese saw from Irwin. You can pick these things up just about almost anywhere. I know Lowe's, Home Depot, your box stores, some of your woodworking shops may have some different brands. You can go to the different woodworking sites that are strictly for Japanese. Chisels, saws, planes, all of that stuff. The nice thing I like about these is that they don't mar up the plywood that I've already got here. The set on these teeth is pretty much straight down the saw. Very, very minute do they stick out either side. So I don't get a lot of rubbing this and chewing it up. Just like that. Now since I'm here, that splinter out of my finger, I'm going to go ahead and hit these. Not a lot of pressure on this. The harder you push, you may dig in, okay? So you just want to let the saw do the work. They're very sharp. They work really quick. Yeah, we're good. Be careful about catching these on your hands. They will rip your hands right open. They are that sharp. Nice. Okay, I'm going to try to get through this pretty quick. So the drawer itself is 8 inches deep. I've got an 8-inch mark. 1/8 of an inch down from the bottom of this drawer is this mark here. I come all the way down to 8 inches, which puts me right here at this mark. Okay, so I'm going to come up 4 inches to the center of that drawer. Then I'm going to come down 7/8, which is the bottom of the drawer slide. So I'm going to mark that out pretty quick here. See if I can get in around this camera real quick. Four inches is there. 7/8 is right there. I'm going to get a square, mark that out. That is where I will put my little holder. I will put that right here to install the drawer guides. I'm going to mark out the other side and we'll be right back. Okay, hopefully you can see this. This is going to be the 3 1/8 from the bottom, 4 7/8 from the top. That's right there. Is going to be the bottom of the drawer guide. So we're going to get those put in really quick. And we also have to remember that we have to come in 1/4 inch here. So I'm going to come in this 1/4 inch and I'm going to mark on the end on both sides. This will be the end of the guide rail on the inside of the cabinet. Okay, so here we go. Mark that. These are level. Hang on a second. Okay, we're going to line the end of this up with the mark, 1/4 inch in, right there. Put a screw in the very first hole right here. Done. Pull this out. Try to get in here to the back. And I'm gonna put one right in here. There we go. All right, we've got that side in. We'll come over here and we'll get this side in as well. Get this lined up with our mark. Right there. You ready? Try to get here in the back. One more up in the middle. I think we're gonna go right here. We're gonna call that one good as well. All right, so those are done. So what we have to do now is we have to remember to bring these down. We're gonna go ahead and put our guides back in. Make sure the ball bearing track is all the way forward. That way we can pull those in, they click, they'll go back. Get to the other side. Ball bearing track forward. Get in there. Oh, helps if I turn it around. Alright, goes in. We drop these down to the other mark. Right in here. That should be the 8-inch mark. I'm probably gonna have to yep. I'm gonna have to pull this other drawer out. Let me get that and I'll be right back. Okay. So we've got both of those clamped where we need them to be. Now we're going to come in and drop our drawer into place. Alright, just enough to get the drawer guides out. Slide this over here. So, I'm going to bring this almost flush. Just about I call it 1 ply on the plywood, but all plywood's different. So it's probably going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of about a 1/16 to 3/64. I'm sorry, 3/32. Get my screws. That's level. Ready? Move it over here, so hopefully you can see that one. Get the same thing. All right, I'm putting my screws. I have a hole in 2 slots. I have a horizontal and a vertical slot. I'm using the vertical slot, so in case I need to adjust this up and down, I actually have that ability. I'm not stuck and have to move it like I did this other one. I had to re-drill all new holes for that with the screws, but that wasn't a big deal. This gives me the flexibility to adjust it. So I'm going to pull this out. It's still staying flush. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing in the vertical slot. Bounce over here real quick, get this one. Same deal. All right. And if you remember at the last time, what we did is we unlock these, this side down, the other side up. We pull this out, and then we put the screws in the last set. So that secures this inside rail on the drawer. And that will bring us to the finished portion of this. Get that in there. Hope you guys can still see that. I have to apologize. When I was making this and then cutting the dowels off, I went back and I checked it and I noticed that I had the drawer out of frame, out of the picture, where you couldn't see a lot of what I'm doing. I apologize for that. I am going to try to be better in the future about making sure that all of my shots are in frame, so you can see what I'm doing. That's the whole point of all of this, is that I make videos to show you, so you know. Okay, get that. Raise this up. Ball bearings forward. And voila, that's done. There we go. I like that one a whole lot better. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining me today and getting through this process. There we are. I hope you enjoyed so far. I'm going to go ahead and finish some of these other drawers and get these out of the way. We're going to come back when I make the shop vac compartment that I have right here. We're going to probably change a few things on that, but I'm going to wait till a later date. I'm going to finish the drawers over here on the other side. We'll get these in over here, finish that out, as well as finishing this out as well. Boy, I just said it twice. That was real good. Anyway, I appreciate you joining me. If you like what I'm doing, please give me a thumbs up. Leave your comments. Tell me what you like seeing me do. If you like what I'm doing so far, let me know. If you have some ideas on some other stuff, this project gets me back to the welding table, and then we'll begin on finishing that. I appreciate everybody stopping in, liking, subscribing, sharing if you're doing that. All of my current followers, thank you so very much for following me. It means the world to me. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing to follow me and tuning in and watching the videos. Anyway, I'm going to let you go today. It's getting late. Call it a day. And you guys be kind to one another. Sorry about that. Be kind to one another. Be safe. And we'll talk to you later. I'm Ron with Fab and Build. See ya.